for the first lecture, inshallah, I would like to, this is actually a discussion. We have a lot of young people over here. So we're going to discuss about the Quran itself. But before that, inshallah, there is a hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. About gatherings. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created many angels. Nobody knows how many angels that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created. More than people actually, trillion of them. Okay, even in one hadith, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, up there is a place called Baitul Ma'mur, which is, according to the ulama, that Baitul Ma'mur is vertical with the Kaaba in Makkah. So people in Makkah, what they doing in Kaaba? They circle the tower, right? They tower. In the Baitul Ma'mur, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, every day 70,000 angels will circle that Baitul Ma'mur. And then every day will be replaced by another 70,000 people. No people, I'm sorry. 70,000 angels. And every day is always replaced. And that angel, the one that come to Baitul Ma'mur, is never come to Baitul Ma'mur anymore. You can imagine that. Every day there are different angels that circling the Baitul Ma'mur. So you can imagine how many angels. A lot, trillion. And every angel that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created, they have special function. They only do that function. They only do that job. They don't have another job except that job. Most of the angels have a very specific or special job that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives. And then a group of angels, there's a caravan of angels that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them the job to come to the every gatherings that we have in this dunya. So the group of angels will come to the gathering that the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned. When people memorize, tell about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this group of angels will come and it will spread the wings. So angels have wings. That's what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. Angels have wings. It will spread the wings from the place of gathering to the paradise. Okay? So when the gathering is done, finished, what happened with the angel? He will ascend to the heaven, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask them, where have you been? Where you come from? Of course Allah knows, right? Just remember, Allah knows everything. This is just a lesson for us. This is just information for us. What is happening if we have gathering like this? The remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the angel come, spread the wing, and then come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask them, where are you coming from? I'm coming from the gathering. And what you see? There's a lot of people, remember of you, mentions your name. What they ask? They asking what? They asking paradise. They asking your paradise. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, have they been in paradise, in my paradise before? No. Nobody have been in paradise, right? Anybody want to go to paradise? Raise your hand. Yeah. Anybody want to die? Raise your hand please, because you go to paradise after you die, you cannot go to paradise. No. Yeah. You have to die first. You go to paradise. Okay? So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks, when they ask from me, they ask your paradise. they ask you for that. Have you ever been in my paradise before? No. If they have to my paradise, they might have more gathering like this. What they ask also, they also ask you protection. Protection from what? From your hellfire. Have they ever been in hellfire or seen hellfire? No, they never. If they have seen it, then we will ask forgiveness. Yeah. Therefore, I will forgive. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, I will forgive the people that coming here for this gathering, and I will give what they ask, which is the paradise. And the angel said, we have one traveler actually. The angel asked Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, this is real. They asked, oh Allah, there are one person that is actually just passing by and then sit down on that gathering. So he actually doesn't really know there is a gathering, but he passed by and he sit down together. What happened with him? And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, I will also forgive him. I will give the forgiveness. At the same time, maybe some people come just for food. Well, okay, I like the food for example. Inshallah, you still get the forgiveness from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. I don't know about paradise. Inshallah, you will get it also. Okay? But make sure when you come to the gathering, make sure the intention is for Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. For food, maybe number 2. Right. So that's the hadith about gathering. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala make us easy to have more gathering like this. And just for version, all of us is coming from different places. So just quick introduction. We have from Lexington, Chattanooga, Hazard, Knoxville, Lexington, Nashville, Murray, Lexington, Columbus, different places. Louisa is very close. Lexington, Michigan, that's very far away. Michigan. Where's Chicago? But Ira is from Chicago. So we have Morgantown over here. So inshallah we have 4 different places, and usually in that place they have monthly halakah. So they also have monthly halakah. So then that's a good thing. So inshallah Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala make it easy to have this kind of halakah, monthly or weekly or some kind of halakah. So today inshallah we'll talk a little bit about the miracles in the Quran. Okay, by the way, I use you Python. So I just change my job, so I'm not in the University of Python instead of Big Sandy Community College. Just started about 2 weeks ago. So it's a new place. So I use the UPIC logo. So we're going to talk about scientific miracles of the Quran. Now, what is Quran? What is Quran for us? Anybody know? Huda. Huda is a guidance. Yeah. Quran, what we know is the literal words of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This is the words of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Okay, so a long time ago in the Khalifah, I think Khalifah al-Ma'mun, he said that Quran is creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And what Imam is actually saying, no, Quran is not creation. Quran is part of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This is the kalimah, the words of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. It is not creation of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Yes, the book is created, right? So people publish the Quran, which is in the form of the hard copy of the book. But that's not the Quran itself. The Quran itself is the words on that book, which is actually the word of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. It's part of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the kalimah of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. That's the reason why many ulama, many scholars say that we actually can swear. As a Muslim, we only swear with the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Yeah. We say, Wallahi, Tallahi, Billahi, for example. Just the name of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. You cannot say, by my parents. Or even you can say, by Rasulullah. You cannot say that. Because what? It's a shirk. It is a shirk. When you swear in the name of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Quran is different. We can swear in the Quran, by Quran. Why? Because we know that Quran is part of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's part of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the kalimah. Now, the Quran is revealed to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When is that? Anybody know when that Quran is revealed? There are 5 first ayat that revealed on that time. Right? It's in Gua. Sorry, Gua. Cave. In Indonesia it's called Gua. Cave hero, right? And it's revealed to our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam a long time ago. Maybe 1500 years ago. 1400 years ago. Right? So on that time, we know the science is very limited. The science is very limited. There is no equipment. There is no equipment that do the science itself. Even some people don't really know about science. Maybe there are some philosophy from Greek, for example, but they don't really talk about science itself. And there is no microscope, there is no CT scan, there is no ultrasound at that time. So it's very limited. The science, the scientific methodology and knowledge was very limited at that time. And then we also know that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is al-ummi. What is ummi mean? Cannot read, cannot write. Even in one history, when the perjanjian Hudaybiyah was perjanjian. Treaty, Hudaybiyah treaty, okay? When the Muslimin from the Quraysh see the written over there, it's written that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's written there, and they say that no, we don't believe Muhammad is prophet. You have to erase that, the prophet word, and then Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, yeah, erase it, okay, and then Ali, the one that's written that piagam, that treaty, said, no, I don't want to erase it. No, this is that the companion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they have very respect to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He didn't want to erase it. No, I will not erase your prophethood, the name of it. Right? And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, which one? Which one is the word that's saying Rasulullah, prophet? That word, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam erased itself. So it's also telling us that he couldn't read. He couldn't read which one is the word of Rasulullah. He couldn't read, he couldn't write. Right? So it means that the Quran itself is not his, his writing or his idea. This is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what we believe as a Muslim. Right? Is that what you believe, right? So Quran is the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam a long time ago. There was no scientific knowledge at that time, very little, no equipment. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did or unable to read and write. Right? No. However, when we read the Quran, there are many information about science that on that time people don't really know about it, but they read it, and that science that is written in the book, in the Quran, is now being proven with the equipment that we have right now, with the scientific equipment that we have right now. At that time it's not proven yet, but now we know that yes, even very, very detailed in the Quran. Now, with very similar with detail that they have with our modern knowledge. There are some of them that we call the scientific miracles of the Quran, because that revealed that Quran at that time, nobody knows about it. But it is there, that information. But just remember, Quran is not book of science, right? This is not a book of science, but Quran is book of sign. So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala just gives the sign. That the reason why it's called the ayah or ayat. Ayat means sign. Sign of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gives sign. So I have some of them, right? Some of the information. And now we have until 4 o'clock, right now it's 3 o'clock. So I will not maybe go all of them, but at least with some of this information, especially for the young kids, now you know that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala actually revealed that to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It is a proof that Quran is not written by Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because he did not have the ability, to know that information, the scientific information that is actually written in the Quran. Even people at that time don't have a clue. They don't have the clue at that time, but now they have the clue because of the scientific equipment that we have. The very first one, about us, about human creation. Now, if you're in biology, I believe you have to take evolution, right? It's one of the kind of requirements that you have to take evolution. Do you think Islam is against evolution? Actually, not. It's not. It's not against evolution. Because in the Quran, it's mentioned that every living thing is created from what? From water. That's in Surah Al-Anbiya, Surah number 21, ayat 13. Every living thing is created by water. And then in the science discovery, they prove that yes, all living thing is started from water. It's actually from the non-living thing. That's the first heaven. Even in the cell theory, it's mentioned that the cell is coming from previous living cell. But it's after that, after the what we call the chemical evolution. Now, we're going to take a little bit technical over here, right? So the evolution itself, actually there are two stages. The first stage is called the chemical evolution. This is when the very simple atoms, molecules, created a bigger molecules. In 1953, Miller and Urey actually proved that yes, it can be happen. From atom, a smaller atom, it can make nucleic acid. It can make the amino acid, which is bigger molecule, just giving some condition over there. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned there is some conditions in the water that will make that first cell. It's called the protopion. It's made it, and then from that it's become living cell. But this one, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala separate from human. Human do not follow that evolution. Human have its own evolution, which is Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala clearly say that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created human by himself from what? Sulalatin means tin. What is that? The clay. From the clay, which is the first human that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created was Adam. So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Adam from the clay. So Adam is human, is actually not follow the evolution of other living things. But other living things follow the evolution that is mentioned in the scientific book. It's follow that. And now, after creation of Adam, then what happened? Who Allah created after Allah created Adam? Allah created Hawa. Who is Hawa? Eve. So how Hawa was created? Anybody know? From what is rib? Rib is part of Adam itself. It's a living cell, right? Mostly bone cell. You can know that. It's a bone cell, right? It's a living cell. Okay? Now, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala give that information to us. Can something made from a living cell? Yes. What is that? Cloning. So Eve, Hawa is actually cloned from Adam. You see that one? Ada atau tidak? No, it's impossible. But Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala give us the knowledge. There is a cloning. Anybody know what is cloning do? The first very famous cloning is the cloning of what his name? Dolly, not Dolly Parton, okay, just Dolly, without Parton. Dolly. Who is Dolly? Dolly is a female sheep. I don't know how to say sheep. The American language is very crazy. When I mentioned this in students say sheep, they talk about the boat. No, sheep, the animal. I don't know how they say this. Sheep. How you say? Sheep. Okay. By the way, you know it's animals. Sheep. Dolly. How Dolly was created? This is what happened. This is just for information. So the scientists take a cell. So mammary cell from one sheep, which is female sheep. Female sheep. Okay. Now take it and remove the nucleus out. The one that work in biology, they know how to take it with a very small needle, suck it out, remove the nucleus. Right? So this is the first sheep, which is female sheep. Right? And then scientists have another female sheep. And they took the egg cell. Get it? Egg cell from that female sheep. Take it. Boom. Right? And take the nucleus out also. Boom. You get it? How many sheep so far? 2. Are you with me? You follow this? No. Okay? So this nucleus that coming from the mammary gland, that taken from the mammary gland of the first sheep, is put on the eggs. The one is the egg that do not have nucleus anymore. They put it there. So they want to know actually which one actually carry the gene, right? Because this sheep has different shape. Let's say this one have a black mouth, black monchong. What is monchong? Black mouth. And the other one is just all white. You get this one? So this one have black mouth, this one white mouth. You follow this? So the nucleus from here, put it in the egg cell of the other sheep. Are you with me? And then what happened? They put this on the neck female sheep. How many sheep so far? 3, right? They put it in the last one is used as surrogate. So they put it in the uterus of that last female sheep. You get this one? And then what happened? That cell growing, become embryo, and then finally become sheep. Get it? Now, born as what? As a dolly. Now my question, how this dolly will be look like? Will be look like the first, the second, or the third? Okay.
It will be like the nucleus from the sheep where they got the nucleus.
Yeah, which one?
Because it has DNA.
The first one. You got. So the one that have took the genetic, they will know. That dolly will be carry the gene from the one that put the nucleus. Which is one? The first one. What? It's gonna be the same like the first one. Will be black mouth. Right? It will not like the second one or the last one. Are you with me? Now my question is, how many mothers on that process? How many women sheep? Woman. Can we say woman? Female. How many female sheep? 3. 3.
No, one is a male, right?
No, female. All female.
Oh,
They don't have a uterus.
yeah, I know. So the one is the one.
The first one,
is
female.
So
Female.
the one is male.
Female, of course, because the eggs should be female.
Ah.
Only female that have eggs. So, right? You follow this? How many female sheep? 3. How many female sheep? Make dolly. 3. Now my question, how many male sheep? How many? How many? How Jesus born? How many mother? How many father? How many father? How many mother? Dolly, how many mothers? Come on, how many mothers?
One mother for birth.
No, to make the process, Three. How many father?
Zero. None. Zero.
Okay, I ask you again. When Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Jesus, how many mother? How many father? Zero. Right? When Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Dolly is created by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, not created by the scientists. Scientists just give the condition, right? How many mothers? How many fathers?
Zero.
You see the connection over here? You see what I'm trying to say over here? And we never say that Dolly is so miracles that we become the son of the sheep god or whatever. Okay? Because what? Because of the miracles. No, we don't say that. Now, my question is, when Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Adam, how many fathers? How many mothers? None. When Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Eve, how many mothers? How many fathers? Actually, one is coming from Adam, from male. So, are you with me? So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala right now give us that ability to do cloning, to show you, to show us. For Allah, making something even without anything is easy. Even is easy without nothing. So we as a human usually created things from different things. Okay, this is just for your information. That's how Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala tell us. It's happened. So that's the reason why Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad. What is that? Allah do not have father, do not have son. That's very clear in Islam. Because he actually can give you that example. Yes, it can happen. It's maybe miracles, but it's happened. Now, the creation of human, after the creation of Adam and Eve, then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala make it different. Creation. It's not from clay anymore. But it has to be coming from male and female. Okay? So if you want to have a baby, what does that mean? It has to be married between male and female. Right? It's never happened between male and male. Unless if you want to clone, that's maybe happening. Or female and female. It will never be happening. Why? Because they have different reproductive system. So one gives the other one. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said that in order to create a new human is need male and female. Male and female. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gave us very detailed information in many surah. Okay? One of them is in the Surah Al-Mu'minun, Surah 23, ayat 12 until 14. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gave that detail. First, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Adam from clay. And then next, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created us as an embryo in the mother womb, start from the nutfah. So nutfah can be translated into sperm, can be translated into zygote too, which is the combination between sperm and the ovum, the eggs. Right? Anybody knows? Okay? So before, even after this ayat, 1,000 years after that, the Western scientists still don't, because maybe they don't read Quran. We don't have the scientists that really work on this yet at that time. Look what happened then. Oh, maybe you don't see it. This is the Western scientists. 1,000 years after the revelation of the Quran, after Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, there is a process of embryo inside the mother womb. There is a process. But in the Christian Western scientists, that is also based on the Christian doctrine, they said that human is created very small, just like a doll that already have the shape of human. You can imagine that. There are two groups on that scientist. The first group say that shape of human is carried by the sperm. And that group is called the spermist. Spermist means a group that say that little baby is in the sperm. Just put it in the woman, in the mother, and then growing. You see that? And then the other group say, what is that? It's called office. They say that a little baby is in the egg. The father just give the water to make it grow. It does make sense? And that don't make sense. just like a plant. They say this is a very small plant. Just put water and just growing in the mother womb. That there. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala even before that time already start. It's not like that. It starts from the nutfah, which is the zygote. We know it as a zygote, right? What is zygote is the combination between sperm and the eggs. Anybody know where that combination of sperm and eggs happening? So this is a learning from all of us. It is happening in the female body, right? Which is like this. No. Okay. So women have what we call the womb, right? The uterus, where the baby is growing. So the uterus of human, it is in the female, it's like the shape is look like a pear or pear. The fruit, what do you say, pear or pear? I say a pear, this is pear. See? Pear shape. So let's say this is my body is a uterus, right? Like a pear shape. I don't know, it's not. Okay, like let's say that's a pear shape, right? And from that pear shape there is what we call the fallopian tube or the oviduct. Okay? The oviduct just look like this. There is a fimbriae and this is a channel tube like this. Are you with me? Okay? And then where is the ovary? Anybody know where is the ovary located? Ovary is here. Attached to the uterus, there is ovary. One. There is another one over here. There is a connective tissue that attach that ovary. Are you with me? And then woman will produce what? Eggs. What? When the eggs produce, then it's called ovulation. It's released. Go to this fimbriae of the oviduct, the fallopian tube. Go here. Okay? Now the male, the sperm, have to swim. Go here because the fertilization is happening here in the oviduct. If it is happening outside here, it's not normal. That's the first fertilization. And then what happened? The zygote, that combination of sperm and the egg, then will go down to the uterus. This is what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said that the very firm place. Okay, so Qaror Makin. So that nutfah, that zygote then will stay in the uterus, stay there. Very safe place. In Indonesia, we call it what? What is that place? Rahim. Rahim is Indonesian word for the uterus, the womb, which is referred to Rahim. What is Rahim? The characters of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Mercy, especially mercy. Why? So that's Rahim. So it's going to be growing there, become mudghah. You see that one? From nutfah become mudghah. What is mudghah? In the scientific term right now, mudghah is just like the early embryo. It's not look like human at all. Right? It's just long, slender structure, and if you cut it, boom, and see the cross section, you're gonna see 3 layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. You're gonna see the one that you learn about the biology will know: ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. And then it will continue. The endoderm, the inside layer, that's the one that become our GI tract. What is GI tract? It's from the mouth and the there, okay, the other hole. From one hole to the other hole. That's the GI tract, which is made of endoderm, the inside layer. What? Now on the outside layer, the ectoderm. This is the one that become our skin. All the skin structure is from the ectoderm. You with me? Now, organ between the skin and the GI tract, that all will be made from mesoderm, except the brain and spinal cord. Brain, spinal cord is made from ectoderm, that is folding inside. And you can learn that. Actually, I will not see that. You're going to learn that. But any other organs, any other organ that's located between skin and GI tract. You have liver, what? You have kidney, you have lung, you have the heart, you have bone, you have muscle. They're all made of the middle layer. What you call the middle layer? Mesoderm. See? That's the biology. You're going to pass the biology class. So mesoderm. Right? That's happening. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, that's the mudghah. After the mudghah, what happened? Idoma. And then after idoma is lahma. The idoma, the bone, will be covered by the muscle, the lahma. That's what's happening in embryology. So basically, when we are created inside our mother womb, you already have the template for your bone. Especially for the long bone, you have the template. It's coming from the cartilage. Right? You already have, and then after that, it's become what we call the ossified, harder, and when it is harder, then it's covered by the meat, the muscle. Why? Anybody know why? Because muscle is actually the one that moves the bone, right? We have bone, it's moved by what? Muscle that contracts. So, if someone telling you, especially during Halloween, you see the skeleton move by itself, don't believe it. Because the bone move is need what? Muscle. Without muscle, it's cannot. That's actually what happened. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala already said in this Quran, bone created and it is covered by the muscle. And then after that, after about maybe 120 days, then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala start created the organs. You know, you're gonna have your head. What is your head? Your hands, your legs, and etc. And Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, after that 120 days, the angel will come to blow the ruh. So we start become human after 120 days about that. Okay, 40 days nutfah, 40 days alaka, and 40 days the idoma, lahma, and then after that it's become the human. And then when it starts to become human, in the science is called, it's not embryo anymore. Anybody know what is the name of baby that have formed like a human already? In Indonesia, Jani know, but in the scientific term, it's called the fetus. So when it's called the fetus, it means that it's already have shape of the human being, which is happening after several months. Unlike the Western scientists that saying starting from the beginning there is a baby human in the sperm or in the egg that will be growing as a human. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala saying that no, it's not like that. There is a process. And finally, that's what we call the holcon akhirin. What does holcon akhirin mean? Different shape from the first one. What is the first one? Just a zygote, sperm and the the eggs, which is cell. And then after that, this become what? Become us. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said that after that, human become so proud, and then they become kafir to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. They reject Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. It's just coming from that nutfah, from that cell that is very small. And then after they become a human, they're so arrogant. Go back to what actually we made of. We are nothing. We are nothing. Again, if you compare with Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Now, there's another thing that we can learn from that. Who is actually the most important figure in the embryological or human development? Who is the most important figure at that one? The father or the mother? The mother. The mother. That's the reason why Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, love your mother. And then after that, who? Thumaman. Ummuka, your mother. Thumaman. Who else? Ummi. Who else? Ummi. How many Ummi?
3.
Okay, see, that's it, okay? I'm not saying it. How many Ummi? So how many? Yeah, it's not how many Ummi, it's only one Ummi. One Ummi, but you love it 3 times. Not 3 Ummi. Okay, so one Ummi, but you love it 3 times more the Abi, the father. And not three Ummi, you have okay, I have one Ummi, love one Ummi. No, one Ummi.
The word will be.
Okay, the word Ummi 3 times, not 3 Ummi. Okay. So, love your mother more than love your father. I'm okay with that one. Okay? If my kids love their mother more than me, that's okay. I'm not crying. I'm not crying. That's okay. Okay. Love your mother because what? Because they are the one that sacrifice more. I'm not doing anything. Believe me, I'm not doing anything. Since the beginning, when the combination between sperm and the eggs, all the process happening is where? Inside the eggs. When that happening, all the enzyme, I know if you know the process of cellular process, all the enzyme, all the process, all the everything, okay, the amino acid, nucleic acid, nucleotides that is making your gene, what's making your protein, is all coming from which part? Mother. And then when become embryo, become fetus, when they eat, when the baby eat, it is coming from mother. It's coming all from the mother. That's the reason why mother is the most important figure in Islam. After love Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the one that you have to love, the one that's still alive is your mother. Okay, so this is what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala says in the Quran, that the process have stages. Not like other belief that they say that already small baby like a dog inside the mother or father part. Right? So it's very miraculous because what? Because how Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam know it? If it is not coming from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, this is showing us the Quran is from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. It's not Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that write that Quran. Right? Now, even in the Quran, it's also mentioned that when the baby develop inside the mother womb, there are 3 darkness. And then the scientific proving now that yes, there are actually 3 walls. There are 3 walls that cover that embryological development. What's the first wall? Here. The belly wall. Right? The abdominal wall. What is the second one? The uterine wall. The belly wall, mostly the skeletal muscle. The uterine wall is the smooth muscle. Now, if everybody learn about human anatomy and physiology, they will know the difference between skeletal muscle and smooth muscle, right? So this is skeletal muscle, and then after that, there is a smooth muscle in the uterine wall. So there are two already. What is the last wall? No, no. Baby is not in the heart, it's in the belly. What is the last one? There is like a balloon structure that actually covers baby inside. It's called the amnion. Amnion, right? The amnion have the wall, the amniotic wall, and the amnion has the fluid. Baby actually swimming. Baby already swimming inside the amniotic fluid, and the amniotic fluid is covered by the amniotic wall. So how many walls over there that cover or protect the baby? 3 walls. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said that there are 3 darkness, there are 3 walls. And then science prove it. There is abdominal wall, uterine wall, and the amniotic wall that cover the baby. I just want to take you to what is, especially if you like science, you student. In the Quran, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala gives us a lot of information about science. There's about math, physics also, or IT, but right now I just focus in the science, okay, especially the biology. Okay, now this is just showing us the proof that in day 120, so about 16 weeks, then the mother actually can start to feel the baby inside, and then after that they can see the baby using what usually is a ultrasound, right, to see the baby gender, or the male or female. Okay. Okay, this is just a question how Prophet Muhammad SAW knew that, if it is not coming from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Prophet Muhammad SAW doesn't know. This is information from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Now, okay, the second one, the Quran about mountain. What is mountain exactly? Over here we have a lot of hill. Therefore, this area is called what? Hillbilly, right? Hillbilly, because there are so many hills. Wal jibala autada. What ayat itu? What surah? Amma yatasaalun, ya. Wal jibala autada. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created jibal, or the mountain, as a pack. What is pack? It's a structure that stay in one place and make that place is stable. What? So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created mountain, hill to stabilize the earth. And then, just recently, several hundred years, maybe less than 100 years ago, the scientists found out, yes, that's actually the mountain is look like a peck, which is it has the mountain range that you see, and what happened on the bottom? They have the root, just like you put the nail, right? You see the part of you can see the part that's going down, right? So that there is a mountain range and mountain root, and that's the one that actually stabilize the earth, right? So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned that just recently the science said that, oh yes, mountain on earth is actually stabilize us. It's make the earth become stable. It look like a pack, the structure. So this is just another miracle. No, the origin of universe. We heard about this Big Bang theory, right? Even the scientists that did that, the theory is actually received the Nobel Prize. What is Big Bang theory say? It said that this universe used to be one entity, and then what happened? There is a big bang, big explosion, boing, right? And then what happened? That one entity become many planets, many satellites, and a lot of other universe, stars, etc. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala also mentioned in Surah Ar-Rum, Al-Anbiya, He said that yes, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created this universe from one entity and then He separated. And that theory say, bam, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala separated that. So this is just give information that in the Quran there are sometimes there's a information about science that sometimes maybe we don't know yet, but with the technology it will be uncovered later. And some of them already uncovered, like the Big Bang Theory, for example. Now, the brain. Okay, anybody have brain? Do you know how the brain look like? How many parts in the brain? 4. There are 4 parts of the brain, right? The big one, well, if you have big brain, it's called the cerebrum. Cerebrum is the biggest part of the brain. And this is the one that control your action. Okay? So from the many parts of the brain, the biggest one is called the cerebrum, is the one that control our action voluntarily and sends the information consciously. You see that one? If somebody touching you like this, do you feel it? Yes, it means that you conscious. You sense it consciously. It will be processed by this cerebrum. Get it? If I want to kick someone like this, do I control it? What does that mean? It is ordered by the big part of the brain, the cerebrum. Are you with me? Now, what is the other 3 part? There is small one on the back. Anybody know the name? Cerebellum. Cerebellum. And cerebellum mostly control the skill action. So like for example, female actually have a better cerebellum because you're not typing, right? That's a skill movement. The first one, the cerebrum will control it, but after you become expert, the cerebrum will not control anymore. The cerebellum is the one that controls it. It's just like an automatic, right? So anybody can type with 10 fingers without looking. How many? Can you do it? That's good. Most Americans usually they learn that, right? They learn. Indonesian no. Indonesian use not 10 but 11. We have better. We have 11 fingers to do the typing. Even the cell phone, I see nada. I just do. Okay. But what happened over there? That's the cerebellum. When you have the skill, your cerebellum actually the one that controls that already. Right? Now what is the next part? There is the one that's in the middle that actually control your hormones. It's called the diencephalon. It has epithalamus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. That's usually connected to the hormonal system later, which is autonomic. You cannot control your hormone, right? You cannot control it. Because what? Because it's automatic. It's not controlled by the big part. What is the last one? The one that will continue as a spinal cord. Medulla oblongata, which is the brainstem. The brainstem. The brainstem, that's the place mostly for autonomic action. When you're coughing, can you handle it? When you're sneezing, can you handle it? Can you control it? No, because it's going to be put by itself. Why? Because what? It is coming from the brainstem, especially medulla oblongata. Your heart beating, your respiration is also coming from that area. It means that you cannot control it, autonomy. Are you with me? So from 4 parts of the brain, which one that actually control you? Control you voluntarily or consciously? Only the first one, right? The biggest one, the cerebrum. Are you with me? Now, that cerebrum is look like this. Right? There is a front part, the back part. And then there is a middle over here. Now, just for information, this is based on the science. But Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala already said it actually in the Quran. For your information, the front part over here is called the frontal cortex. It's the one that control our action. When I do like this, what? When I walk, when somebody kills someone, what? Which control it? When they reject Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, which action is coming from? The frontal cortex. Are you with me? The back one, there is occipital over here that's used for sensing eyes, vision. There is the middle one, the sensing the hearing. the taste, and etc. Are you with me? So which one actually control your action? Front or back? Front. It's called the frontal cortex. Get it? No. Just for information, when somebody older, their brain kind of not developing but shrinking. And the most part that will be shrinking is the frontal part. You get this one? So if you have all people at home, what happened with them? What happened with their action? They become like kids again and again, right? You have old people at home. Sometimes they act like a kid. They want you give a lot of attention to them. Anybody have grandfather, grandmother that already old? What happened? They usually very demanding. What? Just like a kid. What? Why? Because that frontal part is shrinking. That's a normal, actually. So don't be angry if the older people in your house asking you and demanding you something. That's part of their life changing. Now, how about the back part? They usually still very good. Therefore, many old people, they are very sensitive because the back part is still there. They're very sensitive. If you don't really give the attention, what happens? They cry. They just like a baby, just like a kid, you know. That's actually happening. That's natural things happening in the development. Now, the question is, the front part is the one that do the action. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, this is surah, the first surah that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala revealed, which is surah Al-Alaq. What? Kalla la illam yantahi lanasfa'an bin nasiyatin khati'atin. So, if you don't stop doing that action, then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will, boom, take your forelock, the frontal cortex. Why? Because that's the one that controls our action. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala give that information. Our action is controlled by the frontal of the cerebrum, called the frontal cortex. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Hey, no fingerprints. Anybody know that everybody fingerprint they have different, right? Therefore, the police have what we call a fingerprinting in order to find the criminal. Because what? Nobody has the same fingerprint. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said that when the kafirin asking, do you think Allah will be able to create me again like this? And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said, no, even your fingerprinting will be created. It means that it's going to be different. Everybody will have their different fingerprinting. So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala mentioned that's different in the fingerprinting. Now the gender determination. Now, a long time ago, the king, when they have wife, what happened? If they don't have friends, they just have a baby girls. Who they blame? They blame the wife, the queen. And then what happened? They try to get another queen in order to get prince or son. Why? Because they think the one that make different gender is coming from the mother. It's actually not. It is not. Male that will determine the gender of the baby. Because what? Because in the male, the sperm, there are two types of sperm. The first sperm is called the Y sperm. What is Y sperm? The sperm that carry Y chromosome. Are you with me? And the second one is called the X sperm. And this sperm carry X chromosome. Are you with me? Now the X is only one type. It's only one type. What type? X or Y? Only X. So million of eggs produced by the female, it will not matter. Because all of them will be eggs. Eggs, right? Now how human is created? It's combination between one sperm and one egg. if the Y chromosome that combine with this X, which is X chromosome, what is the gender gonna be? Male, because it's gonna be XY, right? If this is the sperm, the X sperm that combine with the X egg, what is the gender will be? Female, gonna be X and X. Are you with me? So who is actually determine the gender? The father or the mother? The father. So father is the one that carry these two different chromosomes, X and Y. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala said that the father, the sperm that is released, that's the one that will tell the gender of male and female. And we don't know at that time. And now it is proven, okay. It's actually, it's just for information, the eggs, the sperm that carry X chromosome, they are bigger actually, because X chromosome is actually bigger. If you see under the microscope, anybody have seen the karyotyping chromosome? X chromosome is a lot bigger. The Y chromosome is very small, like this. Therefore, the sperm that carry Y chromosome, they are smaller too. But they are very aggressive, because small, they can swim faster. The one that carry X chromosome is a little bigger. They are slower. But they can live longer. You see, male live longer. Okay, the X chromosome, they can live longer compared to the Y chromosome, the sperm. This is just for your information. The male, actually the husband or the parent, the father that carry determine the gender. The barrier about the sea, we know that the sea is actually have the barrier. Barzakh, what we call the barzakh. Barzakh is wall. Wall that separate one entity to another entity. So in the ocean, one ocean with another ocean, they actually not combined directly, but there is the area that separates them is called the barzakh. And it's proven by the science, yes, because maybe some ocean, they have different salinity. If it is more salty, it's more salt, it's going to be, heavier, right? And the one that have lighter salt is going to be lighter, and then they cannot combine in one place. That's what we call the barzakh, okay? The wall that separates between two entities of water. Okay? The light zones, because if you take ecology, you're going to learn this. Yeah? There is a euphotic, dysphotic, and aphotic. Photo means light. Okay? So euphotic, U means real. This is the zone that have light, which is the top. Right? And then dysphotic, this is the area that sometimes have light, sometimes not. Yeah? And then the deeper area, or maybe lake or ocean, when it's really deep, there is no light at all. That's what we call the aphotic. Do you know where Prophet Muhammad lived? It's far from ocean, right? I think he did. Did he went to the ocean before? But he knows this information. How he knows this information? Does the ocean actually have 3 layers? Right? Euphotic, dysphotic, and aphotic. Yes light, middle light, and no light at all. And there is no scuba diving at that time anyway. Right? So he know that. Where is this coming from? From Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And just for information, the euphotic zone is where the diversity of organisms will be more. There you have plankton, SpongeBob, the SpongeBob is a plankton over there, right? That plankton can talk. There are 2 types of plankton, zooplankton and phytoplankton. Zoo means animal. So the plankton that in the SpongeBob movie is actually zooplankton, the animal plankton, they can talk. But anyway, all planktons mostly on the euphotic zone. Because over there it's become food from the zooplankton food of the small fish is become food for the biggest fish, and etc. Many of the diversity of the animal mostly in the euphotic zone. On the aphotic zone, barely animals over there. There are only some of them. If you see the Finding Nemo, you see that the animal that are able to give light, right? That stay in the deeper. But just for your information, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala give that information, and it's just nowadays they give that they're able to prove that information. Now the rain formation, in high school and middle school, even elementary school, I still remember our kids learns about the 3 stages of rain formation. What is that? Even there is a song, what? Evaporation. What is the next one? Condensation and then precipitation. 3 stages, right? What is the first stage? Evaporation. What is the second one? Condensation. What is the last one? Precipitation. That's the 3 stages of rain formation. We just know it several years ago. After we have the radar, this very good radar that's able to detect this process. But Allah Subhanahu wa Taala already mentioned it. The wind will take that water, will evaporate the water with the sun going to the sky. And what happened in the sky? That water condensed. And then blow it into that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala say the area that He will. Right? And then on that area, what happened? That's become precipitation. Precipitation is the form. If it is water, it's called rain. If it is ice, it's called hail. And then if it is what you call snow, if it is snow, it's called snow. Okay. So there are several types of precipitation. Mostly we know Indonesia just rain. Over here, there's another type of precipitation which is snow or hail, right? Which is precipitation. That's the process of condensation. The rain formation. And Allah Subhanahu wa Taala already mentioned this Surah Rum, which is Surah 30 ayat 48. He said that there is a wind that will bring that water from the land and then up to the sky, condense it, and then blow it to a certain area, and then drop as a water, as a rain. So this is some information that maybe inshallah will increase our iman, our belief to the Quran. The Quran, if you learn more, the problem is because many of us, believe me, millions of people, they read Quran. But do they know the meaning? Do they know the meaning? No? We just read it. Even in Indonesia, it's a joke. When the Arabic people come to Indonesia, they talk one another in Arabic, and then Indonesian people around just say Amin, 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 because they think that these people is making dua. They don't know. They don't know because they learn Arabic, but they don't really know. They know how to read Quran, but they don't really know what is the meaning of that Quran. So this is kind of encouragement for us. When we read Quran, try to understand this, at least the meaning, the translation. And then if you already know the translation, then going up to what we call the tafsir. We try to learn what is actually the meaning behind it. Because sometimes the meaning is just straightforward, sometimes there is something that we have to learn more from that meaning. This is not just translation, but there is also tafsir that we have to do. So may Allah Subhanahu wa Taala give us easy to learn this Quran, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala make us easy also to understand the Quran that we read. Amin ya Rabbal Alamin. So I think we still have 10 minutes. If you have a question, yes.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih Mas Agus. Thank you very much. Before I ask my question, I really, on behalf of everybody here, I want to thank the Masjid Committee and the board and Dr. Said for hosting us. There's not a lot of parents like here, but Muhammad, everyone from this masjid, we really, on behalf of all of us, really thank you for hosting us and allowing us to be here for today, tomorrow morning. Inshallah, the masjid, your families, and have more, programs for the community. And also for Agus, thank you very much. I have one question. The theory of evolution.
Yes.
Okay, so if so my question be on that, specific to like what is, I guess, scientifically definitively proven in terms of, whether, the origins of mankind. It seems like, at least if you go through maybe say the public school system, that's already taught as a fact, not as a theory, but like an established paradigm that, there's no ambiguity about that. So I wanted to ask, about that and how that reconciles with, say, maybe not just the Muslim belief, but also Christianity and all those other things. Aside from the selection, the theory of selection, and those type of things. So that I think we can reconcile with the creation theory, but more so on like specifically about, I guess, man coming from, apes and those type of things.
Why? Is that right? So we have Master over I think he gave that information before about the human evolution.
He did not attend.
Okay, just for information, this is very important for us as Muslims, especially kids, when you learn about evolution. They will tend to take you that evolution is happening for all the creation, including the human. Now my question is, do you believe that there is a jinn? Yes. Do you believe there is an angel? Know what they made from? Fire and light, right? Do they follow the evolution? This is our belief first. Not really, right? So this is that we have to know in Islam, this is what I believe, that human is very special. We are special creation. So we do not follow the evolution of other earth creature. Right? But the other earth creature, yes, they can follow the evolutionary theory that is, they have it in science. Right? So starting from water and then protobion, they make the protein first, and then from that there is a DNA or a nucleotide, and then that structure will be covered by lipids, thus become the cell membrane, and become one cell, is protobion, and then become bacteria. From bacteria become protists, whether algae or the protozoa, and then fungi, and etc. plant. But for human, even though it's very similar with animals in the group of classification taxonomy, but I believe as a Muslim that humans do not follow this evolution. It's a special. We are special creatures that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala created differently with the other creatures. And even Prophet Muhammad SAW said, and Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said that we actually not really, based on the hadith and the Quran, we not really live in this earth before, where we live. When the angel actually, where the angel created, is in paradise, in the Jannah, right? And because some mistake that is made by Eve and Adam, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala put them on earth. So based on that theory, actually we are not sharing the same evolution. We're not actually coming from the earth itself. We are coming from. That reason why the Jannah for a Muslim is actually the inheritance, the warithun, which is inheritance. Inheritance from who? From our forefather. What is that? Prophet Adam. So we are actually going back to paradise as our inheritance. But there is a requirement for that. What is that? We stay in the same religion with Prophet Adam in order to get that inheritance. What? Which is what? Islam. So Prophet Adam is actually Muslim. He submitted to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. So only Muslim, that's our belief, but only Muslim that will get that inheritance. That's the reason why in the fiqh law, in the Muslim fiqh law, inheritance is only given to if you have children and that children stay as a Muslim. When that children become non-Muslim, they will not get what? They will not get inheritance. You can give them gift or hadiah, but they will not get the inheritance. That's the same lines with the inheritance with the Prophet Adam. So that's what I do. There is Masnur actually can tell you more about. There are several scholars that have different, different opinion about it. There are the ones that strictly, believe that there is a little bit belief in some evolution and etc. So there are at least 3 groups of ulama following this evolution. But I myself follow the group that say that human is not sharing the same evolution with other animals or other creation. Yes, for the other creation, if you learn about evolution, yes, it makes sense. They follow that. They follow that evolution. Because what? Because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala itself give you the proof. What is the proof? The proof that we can make the evolution faster. This is what happens right now. Do you know how many dogs? How many? What do you call the different type of dogs? Breeds. How many breeds that we have? Many. What is coming from? From one single type of dog. And then they created. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala created, but they make that process. Okay, I like this one, kill that one. I like this one, kill that one. And then finally, you have so many breeds. What is that? That's evolution. That is make it faster. Yes, there is evolution. It can change. It can change. So even if you maybe learn about history, the Hitler itself is using that evolution process to create a superman, super group of people. What do you call that group of people? Aryan nation. So they actually really measure the brain or the head, the skull. Okay, this one is good. And then the eyes color. Oh, this one good. The one that's not good, they actually really kill it. They euthanize. What do you call it? Yeah. The one that this is weak. Right? That is evolution, which is making faster. Yes, there is evolution in this world, but for myself, I believe that humans do not follow the same evolution that's happening with other creation. Because we also believe with jinn, with angels, that also have different type of creation. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala make a human as a special. I am special in the eyes of Allah, inshallah.
Do you have a quiz for us?
Quiz, yes. So tomorrow, I'm just kidding. What is medulla oblongata? You still remember? Okay. Anybody have more questions? Yes.
Since Adam alayhi salam created Allah, when he still was in the Jannah.
Yes.
But we all know that Prophet Adam alayhi salam is created from tin.
Yeah.
So we know that he's collected from all places in the earth.
Yeah.
That means that
It could be, yeah.
Earth
Yeah.
has been there.
Yes.
Before Jannah or
Yes.
they are at the same time.
Yes. Human is created just maybe 25, 50,000 years ago. Adam. Our race is just several thousand years ago. But the earth itself is billion years ago. Yes, it's already there. Even before Allah Subhanahu wa Taala created Adam, there is another creature that lives on earth. And that creature is actually causing problems. They're killing themselves. Yeah, they're killing them. That's why when Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said, I will create human as the Khalifa on earth, and then the angel said, ask what? Why you created something that will, because they already know there are some other group of creation that live on earth that causing that problem. Okay? Yes, earth older than us. Really.
That's why we have so many different colors in God.
Yeah.
Because they are all Mexican in the earth.
No. When Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Adam, it's coming from the tin. I don't know which clay, because Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala never say, oh, this coming from African clay or Indonesian clay. there is no information about it. But it's coming from the clay. Right? And then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created form Adams from that clay. Now, this is if you learn about the study that learns about human anthropology, something like that. So they have the theory that human is actually, the first human actually lived on Africa. From Africa, then spread to other places. No, when they spread to other places, the condition on that place will make them different. So when Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala created Adam, and then when Adam have kids, that kids already have different things. Because ovulation is never work from one species. Evolution is happening in population, not in species. Just for information. So this is what happened in evolution. So there are varieties already, right, on that population. So the same thing with Adam's children. There are variations. Even Prophet Muhammad SAW mentioned about that. Okay, when in Habil and Qabil and their sisters, they are different. Why Qabil, for example, doesn't want to marry Habil's sister? Some scholars say because Habil's sister is not that good looking. What? Qabil wants his own sister, which is more good looking than Habil's sister. But on the fiqh at that time, because they are the only human at that time, you cannot just marry your sister right away, but you have to cross. You have to marry your brother's sister, because they usually have twins. So twins. Right? So they already diversity, and that evolution is working on that diversity. So the skin color already different, the eyes are already different over there. And then when they spread to other area, the environment also will causing some problem. For example, the skin color. It is caused by a pigment called the melanin. Okay, melanin. Anybody have the utensil made of melanin? So it's Chinese. The melanin, not that melanin. Melanin means dark skin pigment. We have it in our skin. So our skin cell produce that melanin. Now the melanin production will be increased by light, sunlight. Get it? That's the reason why people here that have a white color, what they have to do in order to have darker color? The sunbathing, right? Or using what you call it? Tanning. What? Tanning. What is tanning actually? Light. Using light to increase what? Melanin production. Now you can imagine the one that spread on the tropical area, they will have more light. Get it? And the one that spread to Europe, for example, they have less light. So which one is going to be from the progeny of Adam? Which one is going to be darker? The one that live in tropical area or in Antarctica? Which one have a darker light? The one that have more sunlight, which is tropical area, African, Indonesian, they have darker. That's natural. But after 1,000 years living on that area, it's become part of their gene. Because what? When they have a baby, then they have also a baby that is little darker and then little light. Anybody know what is the function of that melanin in the tropical area? Anybody know? That melanin is actually used to protect us against the sunlight. So if you have more melanin, you are actually more protected against what? Skin cancer. Are you with me? So what does that mean? For a long time, which type of skin will be live in the tropical area? Darker or lighter? Why? Because they have more protection against skin cancer. The one that lighter, maybe they die because of the skin cancer. So that's the reason why the majority of people on that area will be what? Darker skin color. Now, how about in the north area? They don't really have a lot of sunlight. It means that they okay having the less melanin production. And there's another one, when you have more melanin, you get it? And then you have less light, you actually unable to produce more calcium in vitamin D for your bone. Are you with me? What does that mean? If you move from one place, like for example, African people live to America, what problem they will have? They bone become more fragile compared to American people. Why? Because they have more melanin. That melanin, they don't really need it in this area. It's causing them problem because that actually block the production of vitamin D. They have less vitamin D. So many African people in United States, if you read the research, they have more problem with their bone. Their bodies become more fragile compared to the white people. Now, how about white people that move to tropical area? What do you think the incompatibility that they will have? The advantage? Skin cancer. They will have more skin cancer. The white people that live in the tropical area, they will have more skin cancer compared of the darker people that live in that area. You get that? That's the disadvantage of environment. That's the way Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala make why there is different skin. It's not because you are smarter or not. No, it's just protection against something over there. Right? It doesn't mean that you're darker color, you are smarter than lighter color or vice versa. No, it's not about that. It's about survival. You with me? So gene is about survival, not about whether you're smart or not. Maybe yes, because especially the mother say, the smart gene is coming from the mother. I don't know whether it's coming. It could be yes, because mother have more X chromosome, which is bigger, maybe that. But smart is coming from the mother over there. Okay? Our kid is smart because their mother is smart. Yeah, Nada? Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, I think we already passed the time. If you have questions, just let me know outside this. What? Oh, yes.
Yeah, just a comment, sister.
Go ahead. Yes.
So, one of them is, you mentioned household X, Y.
Yes.
Just to remind you this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Shura 42, ayah 49, لِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. To Allah belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ. Creates what He wills. يَهَبُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ إِنَاثًا. He gives to whom He wills female children. وَيَهَبُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ الْإِنَاثَ. He gives to whom He wills males. وَيَجْعَلُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ عَقِيمًا. And He makes barren whom He wills.
Yes.
So, mashallah, and very beautiful. This will make us to take the shahada.
Yes.
Even the non-Muslims, if they listen to this lecture, they will take the shahada. So, Allah is the one who
Create a good gender, yeah.
but through,
Yes.
and the other question is, that's a comment. The other one is about colors.
Yes.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, اختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم.
Yes.
That's one of the things.
Different
There are
languages.
different colors
And different languages,
and
yes.
different languages. Also, we mentioned it beautiful. Allah created us from dust.
Yes.
And here, Surah Al-Fatir, ayah number 27, Allah mentions that the mountains, it's almost a dust. They have ومن الجبال جدد بيض وحمر مختلف ألوانها وغرابيب سود. So, and in the mountains are tracks, white, red, ألوان وشيء some extreme البلاد. So the earth have different colors. And Allah created us originally from just even the scientists today, you know more than me about the cell and the chromosomes and the genes, which are the heredity carrier. Subhanallah, everything is a sign. It's calling us to believe La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasul. And because of La ilaha illallah, Allah created the heavens and the earth. Allah, because of La ilaha illallah, Allah created the jinn and mankind.
Yes.
Because of La ilaha illallah, Allah created the Jannah and Nar. Because of La ilaha illallah, Allah sent the messengers. Because of La ilaha illallah, Allah revealed the books. Because of La ilaha illallah. But a lot of us, we don't know the meaning of La ilaha illallah. Which is La ma'buda bihaqqin illallah. There is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. And worshiping other than Allah is fake. Jazakallah khair.
That's a good comment. So let me ask a little bit about the sperm, the carry X and Y. Yes, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is the one that will actually give whether male or female for the baby. Now, because of that information over there in the Quran about sperm that carry X and Y chromosome, nowadays the technology is able to separate them. So there is what we call a sperm bank. Have you ever heard about some sperm bank? They actually able to separate X sperm that carry X chromosome and Y chromosome. So if someone come to you, maybe you know, inshallah it's not a Muslim, okay? If they come to the sperm bank and asking, I want a baby boy, they actually, with the 90% possibility, will be able to give the Y chromosome and then combine it with the eggs that mother had, and then what is the baby is going to be? Boy. You got it right? Because that's information over there. Eggs, Y, sperm, they have different size, different ability, different activity. They're able to separate. Even the very easy separate them is just using what we call the shift. What is filtration. So the one on the top will be X sperm. The one that going down mostly will be Y sperm. They able to separate it, but now they have even better.
There's a question.
Okay.
So for people that some people could not have children,
Yes.
from the fiqh perspective, is this allowed? Or somebody could have this?
That's a big question. It's depend on it's really intention and it's coming back to. But Allah Subhanahu wa Taala give us different way to take care of kid. If you don't have kid, for example, you can take care of your brother or sister, kids. Love them and take care. Instead of just directly go to sperm bank. That's a right now is prohibited. If you don't have it, don't.
It's not allowed.
It's not allowed. If it is coming from the husband itself, it's okay, but it's coming from other, that's not. Because marriage has to be, the children have to be coming from the marriage. If the sperm coming from other male, it's totally fine. But it is coming from the husband. Huh? Yes, sure. So I have to follow the schedule, that's my son said. We finished, so already 14 minutes. So you have break. Go if you want to have not dinner really, coffee or whatever, and please come back 5 o'clock. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Are you gonna get? Yes, probably. How do I stop this?